Vague refers to something that is unclear or imprecise in its meaning or intention. Inconsistent, on the other hand, refers to something that does not remain the same or is not uniform in its behavior or quality.
That's too bad for everybody that just listens. I can't see how handsome we all are.
I know.
I'm sure they all still have a favorite, though.
It's true.
By handsome, he means we had our hands up. So
yeah,
covering our ugly faces.
Yes, covering their ugly faces.
Jack knows his lips. Jack knows his lips are his best feature, so that's why he covered everything up but his lips.
Yeah, we all know his lips are his best feature. Come on,
that's what I'm saying.
So I keep the goatee.
So how y'all feeling about the end of the NFL regular season?
I
mean, obviously the Raiders weren't going nowhere, but we went to the game today. It was the 1,000th home game in franchise history.
Oh, that means swag.
No, give a shit.
What?
No towels, no keychains,
no shirt.
Nothing.
Wow. You know what though? That's good. Y'all saving your money to get those free agents,
right?
Raiders.
They did give us 25% off in the store though. So
they bring in. You think they're going to bring Pierce back for next year?
Hell no.
No, I'm surprised he's not fired yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like they already gave a guy walking papers, right?
Yeah,
Mayo with the Patriots.
Yeah, they said bye.
He got 1 year.
That was planned in December though. So there was some inter office issues. So he was already planned to be out in December. So,
but he was hired, right? Or was he in an interim?
Both, I think.
I don't know. I don't know if a year is long enough to give a coach a chance to turn things around, you know?
It depends. Like, again, we don't know what the inter-office politics were. I think, from what I'm hearing, that was the issue, not the ability coach. So,
and if you go that way, they might keep Pierce. Like you said earlier, Lou, they didn't give him a quarterback yet, so...
Yeah, that's my thing. I think they will fire him. I don't think they should fire him. I think they need to give him a quarterback, see what he can do with a real team, and then make your decision. Because that's crap.
Well, and I think there's the other part of it too, is that you have to look at what what market for coaches is available. You know, because if there's nobody out there that you want to bring in, why let the guy go that you already have, right?
That's
might
true.
as well get if none of the guys that have been talked about, the 3 or 4 coaches that have been talked about being brought on as head coaches, none of them are ones that you want to bring in because they don't fit what you're.
Maybe because sometimes any change is better than running in place. So
that's true.
If it's a worse change, it's a worse change. But if you know that coach ain't going to get you better. But again, got to have players. So any coach that gets fired that did not have players, that's a bullshit move by the GMs and owners. The moment you give me what is it, like Bill Parcells, if you want me to make the dinner, you got to let me buy the ingredients. Okay, you're not the GM, so you can't buy the ingredients, but at least give me good ingredients.
Give me the shopping list.
Yeah, work with me to get good ingredients.
Right? Hey, I need this, this, and this. Okay, I need a quarterback, a safety, and a center. Okay, great. Here's a tight end, a wide receiver, and a running back. You're just like, that does not help.
I do not accept these substitutes.
Right, it's such crap. So
cancel my order.
We'll see what happens. Obviously the Bears are already looking for a coach. They fired theirs a while ago.
And the Jets, because I heard the Jets were interviewing Rex Ryan again. I'm like, wait a second, you're going to run it back with him again? Come on.
Yeah, I think Saleh got fired in week 5 or something like that.
Yeah, they've been intern coaching for a while, and the Bears in the same boat.
So Black Friday will hit tomorrow. We'll see who else gets the axe. I don't know. I need a list in front of me to see who's. Let me pull it up to see which teams, how bad were who has the top picks. The Browns, they're not firing their coach. I'll tell you that right now. Stefanski is a good coach. He just got stuck with that Deshaun Watson deal.
And that was a GM thing. right?
Yeah, that wasn't even. Well, it was the owner. The owner basically pushed the GM to do it, so it's like.
And I guess that's. Go ahead. Sorry, Lou.
I was gonna say the Jets will need a coach. The Patriots, that's 2. Dolphins, maybe. There's rumors that Mike McDaniel will get fired. Let's see. Baltimore, no. Pittsburgh, no. Cincy, no. Cleveland, no. Houston, no. Indy, doubtful that they fire their coach. Yeah. Jacksonville, maybe. Tennessee, no way. They have the number 1 pick. They have a decent coach in Callahan, so Tennessee's not firing their coach.
You give Will Levis another year, or you
hell no. Okay, you have the number 1 pick. You go get Shador or you go get Ward. Levis is done. He was not good. I don't care how much mayo you freaking eat. It's not going to work. Chiefs, no. Chargers, no. Broncos, no. Raiders, probably. Eagles, no. Commanders, definitely no. Cowboys, that's different. It's not really a firing because his contract is up, so that would just be a non-renewal of his contract. But the Cowboys, I can't imagine they're going to keep McCarthy.
Being an NFC North guy, I really want Mike McCarthy to come coach the Bears because that would just be hilarious. Because Mike McCarthy's a terrible coach.
Exactly. Like, I still say the dude from the Lions, Ben Johnson, is going to the Bears. That Lions offensive coordinator, what he could do with that offense, as long as they get him an offensive line. So just draft line this season, or bring in free agents from the line, because you have all the damn weapons. And then that coach, what he could do with Caleb, the way he did with Jared Goff. So it was like, yeah, send his ass to Chicago, and then the entire NFC North will be in the playoffs for the next 5 years. Craziness. Tampa, they're not firing anybody. No. Atlanta, no. Carolina, I don't know. I don't know who the coach is in Carolina. Saints probably should fire somebody, but they won't. Rams, nope. Seahawks, nope. Cardinals, nope. Niners, nope. So there's probably going to be 7 job openings when all said and done. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Right.
And then I now got to deal with another week of the freaking Broncos playoffs. Although they are playing the Bills. Yeah, shutout against practice squad players. Good job, Broncos. And because of that, the idiots out here will think they have a chance to win the Super Bowl and beat the Bills.
I already saw that. They said, "Oh, you guys were hating on Bo Nix."
They're already doing it.
Look at him now.
Oh my!
Look at him now.
Look at him now. Man,
you did a bunch of college kids.
You played against paper.
How are you feeling about the Steelers, man? With the 4 losses rolling into the playoffs, that's rough.
Oh, the Steelers don't have a quarterback, so I said that at the beginning. I was like, "Oh, Russell's this, Russell's that." I'm like, when this all first happened in the offseason, I said Steelers will not get anywhere with Russell Wilson. And the same thing, they have a chance. The funny thing though is, I'm not certain he's 100% the problem. The way I thought he was going to be, the defense the last 5 weeks has collapsed.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They held Burrow, and Burrow was fighting for a playoff spot. They needed to win yesterday, and then hope the Broncos lost today and the Dolphins lost today. So they did their job. So they were trying, and they only got 19 points. So the Steelers stepped it up, but you can't just score 17, man. This is the playoffs, man. Your defense ain't good enough to score just 17. Mm-hmm. I don't know that there's any team in the playoffs right now whose defense is good enough that 17 points will get you a win. I mean, it's just
Chiefs.
It might maybe. I mean, maybe. Again, matchups matter, right? Yep. I think Buffalo goes in and wins like 34-10. So they may hold the Broncos down, but the Broncos will get good. I'm not going to lie. I mean, they've got the pieces there. They're just not there. They don't have awesome wide receivers. Their running back room is garbage. Offensive line is probably the reason why they're still in this. If Caleb Williams had freaking Denver's offensive line, they might have been a playoff team. Would have been tough though, man. Washington 12-5 as the wild card. Fuck. The other wild card 14-3. The last wild card 11-6 is like
the only 14 win team to ever be a wild card.
I mean, the 3 wild cards, all their records are better than 2 division champs.
Yeah.
Better than Tampa, better than the Rams, And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those who's like, oh no, they need to do reseeding, and if you got a better record than the division winner, you should get the home game. No, F that. Just because that's how it played out doesn't mean that they're bad. It just has sometimes just you beat each other up. Yeah, you're beating each other up and all that shit. So I was like, no, I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon. People are like, oh, that's not fair that the 14-3 Minnesota has to go to 10-7 Rams. It's like, yes, it is. And
the entire NFC West has been a mess all season. Like that entire division,
injuries around.
Any of those teams could have came out and been 10-7. Like there's not that, in my opinion, there's not that much of a difference between the Rams and say the Seahawks that you go, oh, the Rams are definitely going to win, like, or any of the rest of the teams in that division. Like it was just a toss up. I mean, Arizona had a hot streak there for a little while. The 49ers just got decimated with injuries. To like key players, right? Like it's everyone deals with injuries, but when your quarterback is exposed because he doesn't have the weapons around him that he had the year before,
and not to mention, just forget the weapons. You don't have your left tackle for half the season either. Yeah. Number one left tackle in the NFL. I mean, it's the Niners are going to benefit next year because of this, because they get a better draft pick and they get a better, easier schedule because they get a third place, fourth place schedule.
100%. Yeah.
So they're Niners might go fucking 15-2 next year because they're playing the garbage of the league next year. They get to play all the fourth place teams. Like NFC. Who else is they'll get to play the Saints.
Carolina. They'll get to be Carolina, the Saints, and Jacksonville.
Yeah, those type. Well, Jacksonville's AFC, but Chicago.
That's who they're playing next year. They got Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams, Falcons, Panthers, Jags, Titans, Bears. Those are all the home games. Away they got Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams, Saints, Bucks, Texans, Colts, Giants, Browns.
Jesus, I'm not kidding. They could go 15-2 with that schedule.
Yeah, with that schedule, none of those teams, unless half those teams do some sort of revolutionary thing with their rosters, like none of those teams are,
That's crazy. That's the thing that people out here aren't realizing, because the Broncos did okay and got a third place schedule. Like this last year, the Chiefs. You know what? We can throw it out because obviously they didn't play anybody. The Broncos had one win against a team with the winning record, and that was the Tampa Bay Bucks. After the Bucks had just beat the Lions, before they were going to play like the Eagles or something, and 4 of their starters were out that game. So it's like the Broncos lucked themselves into a playoff spot. And next year they'll have a harder schedule, have a third place schedule instead of a last place schedule. So the Broncos, great. You win 10-7. Don't be surprised if you're freaking 8-9 next year. So, and God, I hope that happens. All this hype, like, hey, we're going forward. This is going to be great. And then it's like, oh, we missed the playoffs. Oh, darn. I'm sad.
Sad Broncos fans.
They can cheer themselves up by just going watching Skeleton Crew and eyeballing Neil the whole time.
Yeah.
It's all it'll take. Next year is going to be interesting.
And like I said in our text, like as far as tonight goes for me, I mean, I'm still on board. Everybody's going to have a bad game. The offense, there should have been some adjustments made at halftime, and for whatever reason, it just didn't. It didn't take, right?
Yeah. They could have made better. Like the one thing I didn't like, because we saw they came out at the half, right, and they went to the no huddle.
Yeah.
Okay, great. What they should have did was max protect. That's what they should have did.
Yeah.
It was like, if Darnold is being pressured the entire damn game,
the whole game.
Yeah.
Right. Stop sending out 4 in a pattern. Send out 3 and leave the other ones back to block. Man, they needed the help. Yeah. For what Detroit was doing, the scheme they were doing up against you just got outcoached that game. Yeah. Darnold, you can't. He missed so many open throws, man.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, it was a bad game overall for the offense and the defense. I mean, okay, so the Lions scored a bunch of points, but if the defense is on the field for more than half the game, Like, how long do you expect them to go? Like, I mean, eventually things are going to break down. You get tired. Like, it's, especially if they're grinding, eventually the dam is going to break, right? I mean, that's every team,
Yeah. They held their own all the way through halfway through the third quarter. So, they had every opportunity in that game. The Vikings did. Now, they got to go the long route, I don't think I haven't seen the numbers yet, but I can't imagine the Rams are going to be favored in that game. I got to say the Vikings
two and a half. Rams are favored 2.5.
You're serious?
Yeah,
that's a garbage.
But that's a home field advantage. That's home field advantage right there.
They kind of throw that out these days, especially the Rams isn't home field. I will take Minnesota money line on that. I don't want your 2.5 points. I will take the Vikings straight up. That's ridiculous. Like Buffalo, probably 8 points over the Broncos. I would book it at 8.5 over the Broncos.
Let's see.
Steelers should be underdogs by 4.5. No, 5.5. The number's already out. Really? I'm gonna look this up. But Jack, who's your town?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking right now. Hold up. I'm looking.
We'll make a game out of it. That way our listeners can play along too.
Right.
They get to it. Let's see. All right, y'all. We're going to look at the next week's playoff games in the NFL. We'll start with the Saturday games. The first game is probably the Chargers. The second game is the Steelers. Not all that much.
There's no money line for Viking. Oh no,
Not yet.
Sorry. That's this week. So give me a second. Let's see.
Okay. Well, and go in order. You're gonna mess up my LCD. So pick the first game on Saturday when you do this.
I need to.
I want to guess these lines.
Okay, hold up. All right, let's see.
Here we go.
Clinch number 1. Hold up. Odds. There we go. What week was this?
18.
18.
This is 18. Oh, okay. That's just entering week 18.
No, we want to
playoffs yet.
Just pull up ESPN and go to the NFL scoreboard. Click wild card weekend for the week, and then
found it.
Okay,
all right, you ready?
First game.
Chargers at Houston. Chargers by 2.5.
Stop. Did you miss the part about we're going to guess and make it a game?
Oh, no. I was looking up I was frustrated because I couldn't find an easy easy page that had it all. Yeah. So
Chargers,
Houston.
Chargers, Houston. Chargers at Houston.
Yeah.
We already know
5 seed at the 3 seed.
We already know it's 5 seed at the 4 seed.
Oh, did the Texans slide down? On this page, it has it as them as the 3 seed. So
the 3 seed is Baltimore.
Oh, you know what? Somebody just screwed up when they wrote up the article.
That's
so
right.
Okay,
I would have guessed Chargers favored. I don't think I would have guessed 2.5. I probably would have guessed 1. So okay, Chargers are favored as the road team favored 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next game.
Steelers at Baltimore.
Steelers at Baltimore. The 7 seed at the 3 seed.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
No, Steelers are 6 seed.
6 seed.
Broncos are 7.
Yeah, Broncos are 7. 6 seed at the 3 seed. I'm going to go Baltimore favored by 5.5.
Oh,
what do you think?
8.5.
I see 9.5. So
holy crap, dude!
Yeah.
All right. I only reason I'm giving it that cushion is because they're rivals. They play all the time.
Yeah. Very familiar with each other.
Yeah, exactly. That 9.5 seems like a lot. But again, Pittsburgh's played so bad the last month that it could be 19.5.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Now
Broncos
Sunday
at Bills.
Games. The first game is Broncos at Bills. 7 at 2. 8.5.
Yep. Bills by 8.5.
There we go. Okay.
All right. NFC. Then the NFC games. Packers at Philly. 7 at 2.
Packers at Philly. Philly 5.5.
4.5. But I think a lot of that'll depend on if Love is actually hurt. How bad Love is hurt.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Watson too.
Well, considering Watson got carted off, I'm guessing he's probably out for a bit.
I haven't seen any updates. So, but yeah, probably. If that's the case, that number could get bigger.
Commanders at Tampa Bay.
Ooh, that should
6 at 3.
That should be a close. They're probably going to give the home field, which I hate these days. They'll probably be Tampa 2.5.
Tampa by 3.
Okay. Yep.
That might be the most exciting game of the weekend.
Yep, I think so too.
I love the Vikings, but as far as like from a just purely NFL fan perspective, I think that's the one that has the most to be an exciting game, right? The most like whatever. Je ne sais quoi. And then to wrap up the weekend is the Vikings at the Rams.
Vikings at the Rams. Vikings at the Rams.
Does your page have that, Jack?
Yeah.
Okay.
I go Vikings 2.5.
That's what mine says. 2.5.
Yeah. Mine wasn't updated.
So. Oh yeah.
And
not
then
too bad.
For Super Bowl winner,
I gamble way too
Detroit
much.
at plus 300.
Detroit's plus 300. Is that the best odds? Is Detroit?
Yeah, for the ESPN, yeah. And then
to
KC's
make the
at
Super Bowl or win
no,
the Super
to
Bowl?
win it.
To win
KC's at 350.
Okay. So they expect KC versus Detroit then.
Jack, I should have given you $100 to put on the Vikings at the beginning of the year, because at the beginning of the year the Vikings were 8,000 to 1 to win. So if I would have given you $100,
get the hell out of here! Damn.
Yeah. If I would have given you $100,
800,000. 8,000 to 1. That was that bad?
Yeah. Oh, well, again, the Vikings were only supposed to win 6 games, 6.5 games.
I was going to say the McCarthy injury. Nobody expected Darnold to do well. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know what though? I might put a few bucks on Minnesota right now. They kind of have that Kurt Warner Rams 99 feel. Remember when Trent Green got hurt, and then Warner stepped in and just took him to the Super Bowl. With Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce.
Plus 1,400 to win the Super Bowl.
14 to 1, so that's not bad.
Pittsburgh,
even if it's $20,
500.
Oh, I ain't wasting my money on Pittsburgh. No, come on. As I've seen that team way too closely the last month, and oh god, no. Now don't get me wrong, they could catch fire, and they could be the 2007 Giants or whatever.
According to FanDuel, the Steelers currently have the same chance of winning the Super Bowl as the Broncos or the Texans at plus 6,500.
I would honestly give the Broncos a better chance. Oh, but again, only because when they played each other, Steelers beat the Broncos. But current playing the both their offenses are garbage. You guys will see when they play Buffalo, the Broncos offense is garbage. But so is the Steelers. But as of right now, the Broncos are playing better defense, and that's what matters to me. So I think if I had to put $10 on one of those two teams, I'd put it on the Broncos.
Isn't that what they always say? Offense wins games, defense wins championships, right?
Yep.
I mean, look at the 2000 Ravens, who had they
looked like the 85 Bears. Yeah. 2000 Ravens team was ridiculous.
But they had Trent Dilfer as the quarterback.
Exactly. they beat the Giants in that Super Bowl when the refs cheated and they called a holding on a tying interception return by Michael Strahan. But whatever, I don't hold grudges, so it's fine.
I don't remember every second of that game at all.
No,
that was some bullshit. Whatever.
But it's exciting. Glad a couple of us have teams in the playoffs, and Jack can support us, and we'll root you on for the draft.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, right. You got the six, or you get the 6th pick, right?
Yeah.
Because I know Jacksonville, I think, got the 5th. And then it's you guys at 6. And then
so many teams hosed themselves yesterday by winning.
7. Bruh, the Patriots lost the number 1 pick by winning against the hapless Bill. I get it. Your players, you play, and the coach knew he was getting fired. It reminds me of 2 years ago. That would happen with Houston. Houston was in line for number 1 pick. The coach knew he was getting fired, Lovie Smith. So he played his best players to go win, but it worked out for him. They got C.J. Stroud in the 2nd pick, so it worked out for Houston. But,
yeah.
And New England doesn't need a quarterback, so I don't know what the hell New England's going to do. The first 3 picks all need quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Between Titans, Browns, and Giants, but only two real ones are going to be available. So,
if you're the Browns, do you just eat the Watson money and just let him go? Like you cut him, right?
No.
You just put him on the bench.
You keep him as a backup. You let him train the new guy, whoever your new draft. You let him train Shedeur, or Cam Ward.
I don't know if I want Deshaun Watson teaching Shedeur anything though.
I mean,
here's a list of where all the best massage places are. These are the places that won't sue you later on for sexual harassment.
That's good information to have, though. So if I'm a rookie,
value, sure.
It's like, hey, Ben Roethlisberger could have used that. But so I would say you already, because if you cut him, you're still eating the cap loss. Yeah. So you may as well keep him. You cut Jameis because turnover machine. DTR was absolutely horrible. So he ain't your guy. So you draft your rookie quarterback, and Deshaun Watson will help guide him through because you got to pay him anyway. So Browns get their quarterback and good to go. Titans with their number 1 pick, obviously they can take Cam Ward or Shedeur, and then Cleveland will take the other one with the 2 pick. But that leaves the Giants at 3. There's no other good quarterbacks available, and you're not going to trade up 1 or 2 spots and get rid of more draft capital. Your best bet, don't get a quarterback this year. Just stick with Drew Lock. Expect to be a 4-win team. Build pieces around whoever your next quarterback's going to be. Mm-hmm. So you take Travis Hunter, and then you have him on one side with Malik Neighbors on the other side. Because Neighbors proved that dude can play. Neighbors had garbage quarterbacks, and he fucking owned anybody he went up against. So Neighbors is the real deal.
I think I had him on my fantasy team, and he scored.
Yeah, exactly.
He got me a lot of points this
year.
Blew
up, man. So, he's a win. So the Giants, go get pieces around your next quarterback and let the next quarterback come next year, and just get your quarterback in the offseason. Go pick up fucking Kirk Cousins. He's about to get dropped. And you can get him for cheap because Atlanta was still stuck on paying him his guaranteed contract. So you can do what Pittsburgh did. You can get Kirk Cousins for $1 million. And it's like, but as a Giants fan, do not reach with the number 3 pick. Don't go, this quarterback is rated as a 2nd round grade, but we need a quarterback, so we're going to take him now. And it's like, no, fuck that. Go get yourself Travis Hunter, then get yourself some offensive linemen, and then if you want to take a flyer with a 2nd or 3rd round, probably 3rd round quarterback, if somebody's out there, okay, fine. But pick up one of the other veterans for your quarterbacking next year. I mean, it would be stupid if you can't, since you can't have 1 or 2. Don't waste your time.
The website tankathon.com.
That's a real website.
Their mock draft as of today has Shedeur being number 1, Cam Ward being number 2, Travis Hunter 3.
Called it.
McMillan.
Who's 4 at the Patriots? Who's Patriots?
I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. McMillan from Arizona, wide receiver from Arizona.
Okay, all right. Hey, what receiver? I don't think that's a good move for the Patriots, but okay.
The Jaguars, they have taking Mason Graham, a defensive lineman from Michigan. Raiders get a cornerback, Will Johnson from Michigan. Abdul Carter for the Jets, an edge defensive lineman. Panthers get Mikael Williams, another edge from Georgia. Saints take an offensive lineman, Will Campbell from LSU. And then the Bears get an offensive tackle from Texas, Kelvin Banks Jr.
That's what the Bears. Every pick for the Bears should be a lineman until 5 of them work out. Fuck. That's such garbage. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Jack, do you have your home hosting for next year? Does it already have?
Yeah. You're coming out for the Giants for sure.
Okay. I was about to ask you, do the Vikings, the Giants, or the Steelers play again this year?
I don't think the
Vikings don't.
No, because they won't be at the same.
Yeah, they're at the same level.
Let's see.
2 versus 4.
We have Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Jags, Titans, Cowboys, Giants, Browns, Bears.
Those are the home games?
Yeah.
Giants, Browns, Bears? All right.
The Vikings have Bears, Lions, Packers, Eagles, Commanders, Ravens, Bengals, and the NFC South team that finishes in the same spot. So it'll be whoever the number 2 team was in the
Atlanta.
NFC South. And
Atlanta. Yeah.
Let's see. And then that's their home schedule. Their away schedule is Bears, Lions, Packers, Cowboys, Giants, Steelers, Browns, the NFC West team, and the AFC West team that finish in the same spot as the 2024 Vikings. So the NFC West team that finished second is
Seattle.
And then the AFC West team
that finished
second.
Chargers.
All right.
Dude, this is... Well, I'm just off the top of my head. I watch too much football.
Right?
I'm sitting there going, I'm like, okay, that's that team. Okay.
So, Lou, we could go see the Steelers and Vikings play it.
I was just going to say, am I meeting you in Pittsburgh or what? For the Vikings and the Steelers?
Mm-hmm. Or New York.
Although I wish that game was in Minnesota. I'd like to see that stadium.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I was like, I'd rather go to the Vikings game.
Yeah.
But it depends too. Like if the Pittsburgh Vikings, when the schedule comes out in April, if that shit is in December.
Nah.
Nope, I'm good.
I'm good. Me in a red zone with all its commercials are gonna be
Check
fine.
out these short sleeves. Just saying.
Right, exactly. I had an opportunity to go to the Broncos game today, free tickets, and it was like, it's like 14 degrees. So
nope, I'm good.
No, I'm fine.
Have you ever seen Day After Tomorrow where the ice is chasing the people through the library? That's what's fucking happening right now. I did that last year at a New Year's Eve game or Christmas Eve game, whatever one it was that I went to last year, Broncos game. I stayed till halftime. I was like, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, cool. I'm all bundled up, dressed for it. You can't dress for that. No.
Nope.
Man.
You can only do so much.
Exactly. I'm all like, no, you can dress for the cold. You can dress. And don't get me wrong. I probably could have put more layers on, but I was like, why? But I can just go home and be warm and watch the fourth quarter at home.
In your drawers.
Yeah.
Take all this shit off, wear nothing, and just chill.
Well,
like different type of chill.
Not chill, right? Relax.
Different type of chill. It's like, man. But yeah, I was like, no, I'm gonna suffer through that. I'm like, no, this is good. It's good. I'm gonna warm up. No, I never warmed up. It just kept getting colder. Obviously, sun goes down, shit happens.
Yeah.
So, dude,
we could go watch Washington and Vikings play. We could see Jaden Daniels play in person.
Jaden Daniels, that actually wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind seeing him play.
I would also be okay with seeing the Bengals. I would be okay with Joey B.
Chase if he's still there.
Yeah, that's gonna be a trick for them to sign, because they have to sign both T. Higgins, because T. Higgins and Chase are both.
They're not getting them both. Right. They're not getting them both. And you got to keep Chase. So T will be a Raider next year.
Yeah.
It'll be him on one side, Jack. Right? Woo! Jacoby Myers on the other side. You'll have Trey Tucker as your slot. Brock Bowers. You just need somebody to throw him the damn ball. That's all.
Yep. And maybe a little bit better
running back. You need to draft
back.
Back. That's what you need to draft. Draft a damn running back.
You should draft a running back for sure.
Go get Scattaboo.
That'd even be fun to say.
You might even buy that jersey.
Right?
You'd almost have to, right? That just... But don't get me wrong, we're still getting the Chinese one. I ain't paying $170 for that shit.
Yeah.
Bro needs to retire as a Raider, and then I'll spend that kind of money on someone.
Yeah. The $27. Yeah. That's where all my jerseys came. That's where all my jerseys came from.
Mine too.
I'm not. Yeah.
Dude at the game today had a car jersey on, missing an R.
Whoa.
Just car. I'm like, bro, your letter fell off.
It's like that's funny. That's
like, have you seen Derek Carr play? I'm not the only R that's fallen off. R wasn't the only thing that's fallen off. Just saying.
That dude can't stay healthy anymore, man.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna the Saints are gonna keep him. We'll see.
I know. I have a hard time, even contemplating buying, with the turnover and how many players come and go every season. It's so hard for me to commit to I'm going to buy this guy's jersey, because then once he's off the team and he's playing for another team, you're like, well, now what?
That's what I noticed at our games too. They'd be wearing car jerseys. They got Devontae jerseys.
You sent that picture of the Russell jersey.
Dude had a Ruggs jersey on.
Was that? Oh, sorry, I thought it was Russell.
Yeah,
it was Ruggs.
Ruggs is even worse.
Yeah,
that's why he was tripping. I was like,
a dog killer.
So yeah, I was like, damn, man. I was like, you ain't lying. I was trying to spin this shit as best as I could. I was having trouble believing my own spin. It was like, man.
Yeah. How do you wake up in the morning and go, let me put that on?
Let me put the Ruggs jersey on. It's like, wow.
All the rest of my Raiders jerseys are in the wash.
Even then, just wear the jersey of your
opponent. Throw a t-shirt on, you're good.
Nah, man, I'll wear the opponent's jersey at that point.
Yeah. I got a Mahomes jersey. I'll just wear that.
You know what? Nope. I guarantee you, nobody's going to the game today. It's the safest space for me to wear my jersey, to wear the Ruggs jersey.
That shit's like I only have the 3 Steelers jerseys. I've got Bettis, Hines Ward, and Roethlisberger. But again, they were staples there and ended their careers there. So, like, if I were to get one now, it would either be a throwback 70s one, like a Joe Green.
Yeah, Mean Joe Green.
Mel Blount. You know, one of them guys.
Bradshaw.
You know what? I'm not a huge Bradshaw fan. I wouldn't get his
current Bradshaw or just period.
Period. Even back then, he Franco Harris, I'd get.
Yeah,
I'd be all over Franco Harris, but I didn't really care for Stallworth, Swan. For sure. But current, if I were to get a current, probably TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't finish his career there, I would be okay.
Again, like you said, Watt. Staples.
Yeah. Yep.
I would be surprised. I feel like Cam Hayward is also probably a pretty safe one.
That's a good one too.
Like, I could buy a Crosby jersey, I'd be fine.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. He could leave next year. You still be fine with a Crosby jersey.
I have a Smith jersey, so I got a Harrison Smith jersey.
Harrison Smith? All right. That's a good one.
And then I have Chris Dolman and John Randall.
Another pair of good ones. Damn, you got some. Yeah, those would be the ones to get. No Randy Moss Vikings.
Not yet. You know what? There's a couple of them that I want to get. That the hard. So here's the hard part with the Chinese jerseys. Getting the cheap jerseys is, I would want to get like one that had a patch on it, right? So one that was like the 30 years for the Vikings or whatever, right?
Yeah.
100 years for the NFL. Like, finding those ones is a bit harder than just getting a regular jersey. And so
maybe when we're in Japan in a couple months, since we're closer to China, you'll have better options.
You know what? I didn't think about that at all.
That shit's a skip across the pond.
True, dude. I didn't
think
about that.
Right there. You get dibs on it.
Man, we need to find ourselves a swap meet while we're there. whatever their version of a swap meet is, because you find it all there.
Right.
And especially with the yen rate being in our favor by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back with a whole new wardrobe. I got a whole new.
Lou's like, I didn't even pack any clothes.
Wardrobe, right? It's like,
I brought empty suitcases. I packed the suitcase inside my suitcase. That was it.
Yeah.
We landed. I went to the swap meet, and I'm good. Matter of fact, I'll get my suitcase at the swap meet while I'm there. I'll pack shit.
But
I honestly did not think about that. That's actually a good idea. Cheap shit that we could get.
My next one will probably be a Jefferson jersey. It'll probably be a winter whiteout because I like that style.
That's dangerous because did he already get a second contract? I don't remember.
He's the highest paid, second highest paid wide receiver, I think.
Who the hell is highest? Who has more than fuck? Right.
Hang on. Let me look. I thought he was. Colorado. I don't think he's the highest. But...
Somebody in Colorado is the highest. Wow, if he's not I can't imagine anybody that's making more than
NFL's highest players 2024. Okay.
Highest played receivers.
I'm looking at the whole. Well, I'm looking at the whole list here.
Quarterback. Yes.
He has the highest. Nope, CeeDee Lamb. That's who I was thinking of. CeeDee Lamb is higher.
I don't think he's better than Jefferson, but okay, he is good. Yeah. I mean, he should be top 3. Him, those two, and Chase.
Yeah, somehow Dak Prescott's the highest paid player in the NFL.
Yeah, somehow. Because Jerry Jones is dumb and didn't pay him last year what he should have. Yeah. And then somebody else got their deal this year, so he couldn't do anything less than that. So, because Jerry Jones is an idiot. That's how. Because Dak is not the best or top as skill level anyway. I would pay, not even Mahomes. Who would I pay that type of money? Josh Allen. I'd give him top quarterback.
You wouldn't give it to Jordan Love, who's the number 3 highest paid NFL player.
Jordan Love needs to be on the bench. Fuck that dude. He's a Packers.
I won't disagree with you, but that's because I'm a through and through fuck the Packers.
yeah, and ever since the Super Bowl 2011, so am I.
No grudges. No grudges. I barely even remember that game. I had to look it up.
No, I didn't.
By the way, he threw for 330 yards and 3 touchdowns.
No, after Pittsburgh kept turning the ball, I just left, ended the third quarter, drove to Colorado that night. Not even kidding.
That's how bad it was. You had to drive to a different state.
I left. I was watching the game. I was planning to leave the next day to come work for about 6 weeks to train somebody. And the game was so bad and pissed me off so much, I got in the car at 5-something and left in the third quarter. True story. Hated the Packers ever since. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean we've already talked about the whole being a fan of a second team, and like I could never root for the Packers, right? Could I root for another team they're playing against to lose? Sure. But I will never.
But you're not rooting for the Packers.
Yeah.
You're rooting for the Bears.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or fill in the blank, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Like I said, I totally get that. I'm such a hater. I'm my mother's child.
Lou, a hater? What? No.
I know. News.
You heard it here first.
Speaking of Lou being a hater, let's talk about Skeleton Crew.
Let's. Because I can honestly say this episode was only partial ass. It was like one butt cheek. It wasn't even both. It was not a horrible episode. I'm not gonna say it was good, but it was not a horrible episode.
This one had the crab, right?
Yeah.
Follow. I will say it is the best episode of the series so far. But that bar isn't very high for me. But I did enjoy it more than the rest of it. And I like how I feel like I manifested this episode being about KB with my, hey, we haven't learned anything at all or had any stories or anything with KB. And then this week I'm sitting and watching it and I'm like, yep, I manifested that shit.
and they managed to do a decent job with it. It wasn't a good job with it. They did a decent job with it. Let me ask you guys this. Watching the episode, and I did see it twice, so watching the episode, did you guys feel any kind of danger to her with what was going on? Because it did not come across to me that she was in any kind of major harm, threat, anything. It's like at the end of it, after she gets fixed, it's like, oh, you saved my life. And it was like, oh, I had no idea your life was in danger.
I thought she was shutting down because
yes, but does that mean
But in a previous episode, her mom said that she was in danger because she didn't have her meds or some shit.
Yeah, that was back when they went back to the parents the first time.
Yeah,
but my thing,
I've been waiting for something like this to happen to her. So like, okay, why does she need her meds? So it's obviously they didn't explain that the bionics keep her alive yet. But yeah, I figured that something's going to that was my problem. I figured if they didn't fix it, because you wouldn't put those bionics on a kid for funsies like Lobot. Lobot probably got that shit for fun. Lando talked him into it. So something happened to her where she needed that.
Yeah, accident. They said that early in the season.
Yeah,
that she had an accident.
So it's something like that to keep her alive. At least that was what I inferred from
it. That part I understood. I understood that she needed the augmentation, the Augs rather. So I knew she needed the Augs, but the way they Win, is that his name?
Win, yeah.
Win, like win, lose, or draw. When Win was fixing her, I didn't take that as, well, if he doesn't, she dies. That did not come across well enough to me that was the result until after she was repaired and she said, oh, you saved somebody's life. And it was like, and she did it all casually and was like, oh, your life was in danger? I just thought some odd wouldn't work. Like, okay, this isn't going to work on you or this isn't going to work on you. It did not come across that this was a life or death thing.
But I don't think Wim knew that either.
I took it more of as, I guess I looked at it differently when I was watching the episode, and I took it more as a learning lesson for Wim than it was for KB, right? Like, he failed with the lightsaber. He's screwed up every single thing up until that point. And this was the first example of him actually helping good, right?
No, I agree with you.
And so that to me, I guess I was paying more attention to that than to how it would affect KB. I always just assumed that he would fix her. I thought that they handled that. I feel like that scene was good, right? I feel like with her still being able to give him direction and stuff like that, and then afterwards when she was like, "Oh," I think that was the most character arc growth we've seen in the episode as far as the kids go, outside of Fern realizing. So to me, I liked that because I was like, I think I talked about that at episode 1. Like, where's the arc for these kids? Because we haven't seen that yet. And I feel like this episode did a good job of doing that, of pushing the kids to, hey, everything you do doesn't, like, it was nice to not just have them just screw up, ending up being a, how do you phrase it? Like, it's one of those, like, failing upwards, right? Like, everything they fuck up, it's fine because at the end it's fine, right? I feel like this episode was written, in my opinion, a little differently to where there was actually some stakes involved, which I think is something we've talked about before, with there never feeling like there was any stakes involved. And so I feel like Hold
on.
Sure.
Because that's where now we're back to my point. Because everything you're saying, I agree with you. But that's not what I was saying. Now we're back to what you're talking about, the stakes. Watching that episode, that particular scene, I did not grasp from the way it played out that there were stakes. That's what I'm saying. There was nothing that was like, hey, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to die. If I don't get this fixed, I'm going to die. I'm just like, oh, if this doesn't get this fixed, then her eyepiece won't work or something won't work.
But I mean, she did shut down to where she had to lay down and she couldn't move and do it herself anymore.
Right, but she wasn't dead. Is my point. It's like you're right, but and at no point did it come across to me that she was going to. It was like, oh, she can't move. Okay, her augs don't work. It's like somebody with a bionic arm and they got, what is it, the electromagnetic pulse. Like in every movie you've seen somebody, EMP. Great. Yeah. So that's where that's why I was like, it's great. It's a good episode, but they once again failed, to me anyway, at those stakes. That should have been, if those stakes were clear, then, because like Duke, I'm sitting there like, I'm like, well, she's going to be fine. I'm nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
And then the way she blows it off at the end, the whole, oh, you saved somebody's life. I'm like, oh, her life was up for stake. I didn't know that. And it was like, oh, that took away from it. I think I would have felt more into it if I knew there were stakes.
I feel like there was maybe a scene that was edited where she maybe had more to say. Because when they first landed on the planet, she's like, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. So she, like, but it was kind of a line that was happening while there was a lot of other stuff going on. But I remember when they first land on the planet and they're talking and she's like, I can't, like, she kind of had like a little anxiety attack, but it was like really small. So I kind of feel like they maybe cut some out where maybe there would have been more of an explanation, where as opposed to just kind of being a throwaway line, because she said that and then they never talk about it for like 2 episodes until now. So
yeah,
I feel like
did either one of you realize that her life was up if basically, did you guys realize she would die if Wim didn't fix her? Did you guys have that?
I thought so.
This? Okay, I didn't. Did you? Dude?
No, But again, I wasn't necessarily looking at it as like a life or death thing, because I knew she wasn't going to die, like, in my head. So I was looking at it more of as a learning lesson for Wim, that he can do the right thing and he can be helpful and not just constantly fuck things up. So hopefully they'll build on that for him. And that will, I think, make him a stronger character.
That's still up for debate.
Because we have what?
Because he hasn't done anything on his own. He still had to be directed by KB to.
I think it's baby steps, right? I think.
Well, they got 2 episodes left, so them babies need to grow up real fast.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side that you were talking about, the issue with Fern and KB. And resolving the whole, just because you can do everything, blah blah blah, even though she can't, and him having resolved that was good. That was that part of the story was good.
Yeah. So I feel like this was. I wish they kind of would have done something earlier to give KB more time, because I think she could. I think out of all four of them, she could prove to be the most interesting character because she has the backstory of having the accident and having the Augs and that type of thing. So I think in the long term, she, out of the four of them, besides Neil, of course, in his perfect hair, she could probably be the character that they could get the most mileage out of, after Skeleton Crew. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, because I feel like Wim and Fern are both just kind of generic. Like I don't have any attachment to either of them, and I have an attachment to Neil because of his hair and
it's that pomade.
You and everybody else.
And now I feel like I have a more of an attachment to KB because of that, because of the way the episode played out.
Oh, so, not me. Like, okay. Yeah, I still don't have that.
But I'm not saying it's a strong connection, but as far as I'm looking at the characters in the show going, okay, who's the characters that they could actually do something with after the show is over, right? And, Jude Law's character, I think, is going to kind of be whatever. The pirates, they'll use those as being...
The girl pirate, the albino girl.
Who is Merida from Brave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bring her back. She's our new Aurora Singh.
Right.
Yeah. But the pirates, they'll use those guys. If they don't kill them by the end of the season, which they won't.
They'll bring them back as needed for plot confusion.
Yeah. If it's in that window of time, they'll become the villain of the week type of thing.
They'll be in the Mando movie.
Mm-hmm.
Or Grogu will kill them.
I did like Silva's Jod, whatever his sixth name,
whatever name he is this
Ash.
week.
Yeah, whichever one you want to use. I did like him in the pirate ship, just to show off his skills at manipulation. That was kind of good.
Yeah.
Now, is that just charisma, or was there some force behind it?
Charisma.
I didn't think about that, but I would go straight charisma.
Because he's proven over and over again. He's
Riz.
His Riz.
Outside of Girl from Brave, he's been able to really manipulate everybody, even if they don't believe him necessarily at the beginning. Like, he's just so casual about it and everything and the pirates, he preyed on the weakness that he knew about, right? That they were hungry. Some of them hungry for gold. Some of them hungry for a spot in the world. Some of them are hungry for a plate of food, whatever it is, right? Like, so he was able to distill that down into,
it was very well done.
Making a convincing argument.
The trap door thing, still stupid to me. And then they're all going to go into 4 different pipes. Whatever.
That shit happens in all the movies where they go down trap doors.
And it's always wrong. It's always stupid when they do it. It was like, what? It just happened to each get your own little slide. It's like, man. When that shit works for real at the amusement park, you let me know, and then I'll start believing that. We know, motherfucker, 3 out of 4 all be in the same damn tube, piling on top of each other. That's how the real world works.
That's how. Again, I just rode my genie lamp and said, "Hey, can the 3 of us all go down the same tube, piled on top of each other?"
Don't act like we haven't all gone down at the same time.
There is that. So in that sense, it is a real world. That applies. But the rest of it was like, okay, the crab thing. I don't know. There's, again, a lot of stupidity in the sense of, you're going to tell me we're going to see this rope to the side. She somehow came over, got the rope, and then tied it to Neil, and then has the strength to lift Neil up. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't think she was lifting Neil up. I think she was gently encouraging him with the rope.
No, she was lifting him up. He said he could not reach between the rungs. If she wasn't lifting him up, then how did he do that?
I think maybe she was holding on, and it gave him the extra boost so that he could do it.
And she has strong hips
with his little elephant fingers.
Yeah,
he couldn't reach.
His little adorable.
If he can't reach, then she has to lift him.
His adorable elephant fingers.
That's basic physics. So I'm just saying, what you're telling me is this, and Neil don't look light. Let's be real, y'all. He don't look light. You're telling me that she was able to hang on and lift her up, and then they could just jump on a moving ship, and that's okay too. And that was just like, yeah, we can do this. Okay.
But you've
never jumped onto a moving train before?
Do what?
You never jumped onto a moving train before?
I mean, everybody has I would think, at our age bracket. I did it for fun when I was growing up.
Again,
that wasn't a moving train. You're up hanging, you and jump.
41 years ago, we saw a guy fall down a giant shaft that happened to fall into the correct tube, and he didn't break any bones as he slid down.
He had the force.
And he cut himself with the back of his knees.
Yep. That always bothered me.
And then he was able to hang there, and then he was able to pull himself up because he had really strong core muscles.
Yeah. Did you not see the workout he did with freaking Yoda? Man, hell yeah. And for the whole, I don't know, year he was there, since we have no idea how long he was there.
Yeah.
It was 3 days.
Yeah. I heard it was like 72 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it didn't take them 3 years to fly from the space worm to Bespin.
Yeah.
Shit would have gone down before then.
We don't know, though. I wish they would fix that.
And Vader's just hanging out there for 3 years like, oh, these motherfuckers show up yet?
It's like, man.
I got all this dinner made.
Somebody fix their hyperdrive and get them here faster. But if we fixed it, Lord Vader, they won't come here, because that's why they're coming here. I'm like, oh, well, shit. All right.
We'll just pray I don't alter the deal any further.
Right.
Why does he always win at pickleball?
Oh, man. But that was fine. The crab, whatever. It wasn't that big of a deal.
I liked the new ship thing.
The new ship thing was stupid.
I didn't bother. It didn't bother me.
You don't like ship condoms, Lou?
Yeah.
I mean, really? Like, who the hell? It's like, oh, we have a brand new claimsies on the new ship. It wasn't a new ship, jackass. It was the same ship.
You just took the glove off.
Exactly. It's like, what the hell?
Jimmy Cap.
So it was like, oh, we're trapped in this thing. Don't push this button. We're gonna push this button. Okay, push the button. And it's like, oh, it's a whole new outer looking ship. Nothing on the inside would have changed, people. And why didn't you do that a long time ago? That's what I'm saying. So that's my point. It was like, oh, yay, the outside looks better. We have another toy we can sell. Good job.
And another one you'll buy 3 of.
To sell. I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't a fool. I will buy it to sell because people have FOMO. It happens every time. But
did that show with the Razor Crest?
Oh my god!
They're like, hey guys, HasLab, buy the Razor Crest. Okay, guys, we've sold enough to produce it.
Let's blow it up.
I'm saving mine for when the movie comes out and he gets a new Razor Crest. Then people don't want it again.
I expect that to happen. I really do.
They've already shown it. There's a picture of Zeb and Mando in a Razor Crest cockpit from the movie.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, good. Because, that should happen. I wonder if they did that after the fact to apologize to the folks who bought it.
Sorry, Hasbro.
That's funny. Oh, my God, that's funny. But, like I said, all that being said, all those complaints, I still liked the episode. It was not ass. I was like, all right, cool. Now they just got to build on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously the next 2 episodes, they should be back at that.
Yeah.
There'll be something with the pirates are in control, and that way they can win. The good guys
liberate
in episode 8. So
come back conquering heroes.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll find out in a couple of days on how that plays out. But all right, fine, whatever. I am curious if they're going to somehow try to tie it into the current continuity. It's like, can you let it be its own thing? Or are you going to force some a sequel trilogy?
Ahsoka shows up.
Yeah, some
with
crap.
Rey.
She knows Jaw. I don't think Rey's born yet.
She's probably not, actually. She's probably a few more years from being born. You're right.
This guy will show up. What's your last name? Palpatine. And here's my wife. And she's pregnant.
Exactly. Oh, dude. That would be some shit.
I need you to build a giant fleet of ships for me.
If that happens, when y'all watch the episode, just feel my eye roll happening while you're watching, because it's going to be a big ass eye roll. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope it's just something original, but I don't think that's what it's going to be. If I had to bet, I wouldn't pick something original. But
maybe Omega will show up.
I'd actually almost be okay with that if there's reason for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't fought with the rebels and all this. If there's a reason for her to do it, okay, great. As long as it, honestly, let me back up. If any of that shit happens and they try to connect some shit, but it makes sense and doesn't feel forced, I'll go with it.
Yeah, you bring in the Bad Batch or something. Sure, okay.
If it made sense why they're there, absolutely. Yeah. I'm down. So
just don't bring in Kaz from Resistance, please.
I wouldn't know who they were.
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm a spy. Yeah.
They already did that, didn't they? They brought the dad in from.
Well, the dad's in the sequels.
Ahsoka.
He's in Ahsoka, yeah.
Yeah, he's in Ahsoka. Yeah.
I thought he was in one of the sequels too.
No,
just Ahsoka.
No, it's just the tribunal with Hera.
Hera. Did you guys finish What If?
I did.
Yeah.
But since I was dying yesterday, I slept through most of the last episode.
Oh, wow.
What'd you think of it, Lou?
It was okay.
Yeah, it was just okay. It was not as good as the last 2 seasons.
Well, even the last season wasn't even that good, to be honest with you. They got away from it. It's like, what if? I don't like that there wasn't, like the season 1, this thing happened differently, so we take this arc. Now it was just what if shit happens. It wasn't like...
Here's a multiverse.
Yeah.
Here's Shang-Chi and instead Hawkeye of as Cowboys.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been born in the 18...
they were born hundreds of years earlier.
They're 18, whatever. It's like, no, that doesn't make sense. So I want the whole, what if this person made a different decision? What happened? And they didn't do that in season 2 or season 3. So it was just more of a, here's just some random side stories. And it was like, once I convinced myself that's what it was, and it was no longer a proper what if, I kind of enjoyed some of the episodes.
Yeah.
But for what I thought it was supposed to be, it was just like, oh, whatever. I'm glad this is over. So, and that's unfortunate how I'm sitting there watching it to get it over with. It was more than anything else. It's like, okay, I'll watch this, so I'm part of the conversation. But I can't say I enjoyed it a whole hell of a lot. Didn't hate it. To be very clear. Didn't hate it. I did like the Shang-Chi episode. I didn't think that was bad.
Oh, I did. Yeah. But it speaks to your point where that's not a what if. That's a multiverse.
Right, exactly. So it was like, okay. All right.
But you're right. So, like in the first season where it was what if
this happened.
This.
Right. What is it? T'Challa got picked up or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. It's like, I was like, oh, that's interesting. What if this? And instead of, okay, we're going to just put these people together, in this case, Kate Bishop and Shang-Chi. But I
like the Howard did that episode.
See, that was the one I thought was stupid. I liked the Agatha episode.
I like that one. Yes, the Agatha
episode was good. The Howard Duck one, I was like, okay, this is dumb as fuck.
But that was a callback to Darcy. But that was a callback to the previous season. So.
Season 2, yeah, with the Thor party boy.
Yeah,
Thor. It was like,
and it did set up for the last 2 episodes.
And I was gonna say,
Birdie.
It's like they made that episode so they could have Birdie in the last 2. It was like, all right. Or obviously we wouldn't have known who the hell Birdie was, so they had to do that. And it was like, all right, that's fine.
I did like Loki as being a timeshare guy though.
that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
So there were parts of it that definitely were funny because he was like, and the fact that it was like Tom Hiddleston doing it, like you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that now Fury has an outro. Fury out.
Fury out. He needs to do that in a movie.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's got to do it in a movie though. I'm curious now with the new movies coming out. Is the Watcher going to show up? Like, because Jeffrey Wright, I think he's supposed to play a live action version of the Watcher,
as he should
in one of them. So I agreed. So I'm curious what they're going to do with that. I don't think it'll be related to Peggy Carter because I know she's coming back. Haley Atwell's coming back as Captain Carter, but I don't think she's coming back as that version. Obviously, they're all freaking Watchers now. Yeah. So again, wasn't terrible, just not what I expected. I wish they wouldn't have called it What If. Just call it Marvel Multiverse. I would have felt better about it. Kind of like the whole Bo-Katan season 3.
Yeah, season 1. Season 1 of Bo-Katan.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's just little stuff like that. And it's like, all right.
Are either of you watching Creature Commandos?
No, I thought Jack was.
I was caught up I forget which episode. I haven't watched it for a couple weeks, but
I'm enjoying that a lot.
I heard too many good things about it to pass on it, so I will get to that. I just haven't got to.
Yeah. I'm still enjoying that a lot. I think we have 1 or 2 more episodes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Then I'll just binge the last.
Exactly. Then I can binge it then. Because especially since I know it's supposed to tie in to the DCEU. So
yeah, I mean, this is setting.
Wait, it's not called that anymore. DCU? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
DCEU.
It's not EU. The old one was EU, right? And this one's DCU.
I think it's DCU.
Whatever.
Either way, it's tied into the new universe.
Gunverse.
The
Gunverse. Yeah.
That'll work. So again, not just you, but I've heard some people at work said it was pretty good too. So I was like, all right, sounds good enough for me. I'll give it a shot. So that'll be fun.
We watched Poor Things. Emma Stone.
Why does that sound familiar? Oh yeah.
She won an Oscar.
Bucket naked in it.
She won an Oscar, right?
Yeah, I think so. It was good. It was weird.
Wait, she won an Oscar, so it came out last year?
Like 2 years ago. Yeah, came out a while back.
Oh, never mind. I heard good things about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird as hell, but I liked
that's exactly what I heard.
I
didn't know she was butt ass naked in that.
Full frontal. Everything. And she's boning Mark Ruffalo.
Time to end the pod.
Boning the Hulk.
It's on Hulu.
Okay.
It's on Hulu.
Like, all right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining.
And Lou never joins this. Lou has gotten all he needs out of us. So
yeah, it's like you see me looking this way, then you know I put it up on the TV.
I finally got around to watching Gladiator 2 last night.
Nice.
It was fine.
More porn. Gladiator.
There weren't no titties in that movie.
Nope, no titties at all. But I mean, it was fine.
Like, it was just fine. Nothing more.
Yeah, fine. Nothing memorable happened. I mean, the callbacks and everything were fine. Like I appreciated the callbacks. I kind of got a little fan servicey there a little bit, but I liked that they, spoilers, that they made Denzel the bad guy. Where in the first one that character, that position was a good guy, right? So,
what I liked is the parallels. You had one of them because they both knew the main dude, the Marcus Aurelius, whatever, the main one that died in the beginning of the first one. Except one was like, "Oh, I loved and adored him, and he's my dude," and the other one was like, "He fucked us over, so fuck him." It's like, "Oh, all right, that's cool that they took that."
I mean, it was a fine movie. That doesn't have to exist, though. I mean,
for sure,
lived without it.
I would have been fine if I would have not missed anything by not knowing about that one. It would have been fine.
Yeah, when I was talking to a couple of my friends about it, one of them was like, "So you fill the Coliseum up with water, and somehow you get sharks, even though we're nowhere near where sharks would be. Like, how are you a shark?
That's what I said. It was like,
how are you a shark wrangler? Like, wouldn't that be the shittiest job?
Look, they had the gods. Okay, they still had the gods back then. They hooked it up.
There we go.
I mean, it should have been gators. Let's be real. Should have been gators. What else?
Sharks look
what
cooler.
else? What else? Oh, okay, that is true. That did look good on screen. I'm not gonna argue that. What else? Oh, Nosferatu. I saw that one.
What'd you think of that?
Scary?
You know what? I don't know that I would call it scary so much that I would call it a little bit fucking with your head and absolutely disturbing and disgusting. And it's just like, wow. I enjoyed it a lot. It's super artsy, super slow. The difference is this actually wrapped itself up in 2 hours, so there is that. For other slow shit that doesn't. But either way, no, it was very well done. It's absolutely an artsy version of the vampire movie, and it was well done. And what is it, Lily Rose? Is that the
lead? Yeah, Johnny Depp's daughter.
Yeah, Johnny Depp's daughter.
Yeah, Depp's kid with the model girl. She acted her ass off in this one. Just the shit that was happening to her and all the mental shit it's not up there for me with The Game when it comes to brain teases, but it was this movie will fuck with you. I'm sitting there watching. I was like, that happened. I'm like, oh, okay, did he really just okay, that's what they're gonna do. And it was just there was some disturbing shit in there. I'm telling you that right now. It was just like, okay. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I will definitely recommend it if you guys get a chance to watch that one. Absolutely do it. You don't need to go full. If you get a $5 Tuesday movie on Tightwad Tuesday, absolutely do it. Or matinee for you, Jack, I suppose, since you don't have the Tuesday opportunity, unless it's late night. I suppose you could catch a late night Tuesday, Matt. Or but that would be ridiculous. That's like pushing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. Like it was one of those where I might go watch it again. It was just to have a different take on it. Now that I know, dude, yeah, absolutely Creeper. Because when you knowing what I know and what I'm gonna see, and it's not even crazy. They don't show you, which makes it worse because you put your own brain and put your own images. Like they hint at. I wouldn't want to say allude because you basically know what happened. So there is not even an allusion to it.
Right.
You know what happened. They don't show you what happened. So you put your own version of whatever you grew up with on this type of incident, you're going to put your version in it. So you're going to find out how fucked up your own head is watching this. And I already knew how fucked up mine was. So this wasn't a problem.
Oh boy. Jack's going to be unpacking a lot of boxes during that movie.
Right. Be crying.
It was just like, what the fuck? But yeah, it was, again, it doesn't really get started, unfortunately, until like after first 45 minutes or so, because it is slow. But once it gets going, it's like, and that last, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, I'm just sitting there just like, that they did that. Okay. They did that too. Like, all right. And then it's just mental shit going on. It was just wild.
You going to go back and watch the OG version of it?
I am now, actually. After watching it, I'm never really curious for 50 years. Now, I'm kind of like, oh, I wonder how this compares. That was after the movie was over. I was like, I wonder how this compares to the original or the other two, rather.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I think when I'm bored, I will watch them both eventually. So I'm going to see how. I'll watch the original first, and then I'll watch the remake. And then see how they compare to this one. I know it's like the whole combo Nosferatu with the whole Bram Stoker's thing going on, and obviously a lot of similarities and a lot of liberties as well. But well done. I'm not gonna lie, it was well done.
It wasn't liberties. They straight up sued them and said, "Destroy this movie."
Well, that did happen. I think they kept like one copy of it or something like that. But yeah, it was. I liked it. I'm not gonna sit there and say I'll buy it or anything like that, but. It's hard for me to buy movies these days with streaming available, but
right.
But yeah, it was Star Wars movies. I think only Star Wars and Transformers really all that I purchased in the last little while. If it's a Star Wars movie, I bought it. If it's a Transformers movie, I bought it, and that's about it. Not too many. Now I think about it, I need to buy Deadpool though, because I enjoyed that one enough to buy it. So when Disney gets buried. For coming out of being all their people being on that pedo list when Trump releases it, that's going to be great.
It's going to come down, and the M's there's going to be one crossed out. And there's going to be one crossed out on the T list. They're like, I wonder who was there.
One crossed out on the V list.
Nah, he's too young. He wouldn't have been there for that time. T list for sure.
B list.
I wouldn't be surprised. Lot of. Well, I don't get his what
Z on the Z list.
This whole Z list
on the Z part of the list. One name will be.
Who has Z?
We post on Facebook, so I don't want to say. Jack posts us on Facebook, so I don't want to.
Oh, there's a Z there. Okay.
The Z. Like, did you ever watch The Social Network?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. I guess that would be. Jack knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
We'll talk about this offline.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you now.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
What I don't get is like, why is it a big deal to hide it, the list? Like what's the consequence? Like, what am I missing? The bigger picture. Obviously, there is one, or would it be out? So there's obviously a bigger picture. If these names come out, like, what's the damage? Like, what is like seriously? What's the damage?
So we get rid of a bunch of pedos. Who cares?
Right, exactly. Now I understand that half of them will be from Hollywood, so we'll have to get new up and coming actors, and the other half will be politicians. So it's like,
what's the loss?
I think the problem is that there's a lot of money probably on that list that is lining the pockets of a lot of the people who are in our government right now, and they don't want to jeopardize that income.
They don't want to get rid of their cash cows.
Exactly. Like, why cut your nose to spite your face type of thing? Like,
so we need a new Snowden to do the right thing and expose.
Exactly. Yeah.
Between that and the Diddy list, like, what? Like, come on, people, why is this
Diddle
so
list.
hard? You need the diddle list.
Isn't that a golf ball?
Nikki Glaser did have a couple good jokes during the Golden Globes. The monologue about Diddy. She was like, I'm sorry to say that the after party is going to suck this year.
Wow.
You guys, it's going to be disappointing, guys.
Double jokes.
Stanley Tucci's after party doesn't have the same weight.
That's a damn shame. I did hear like that she was gonna. I didn't read the article, but she was gonna leave the Blake Lively story alone.
Yeah.
And I didn't read it, but my first thought was probably because it's a harassment issue and she doesn't want to make fun of harassment.
Right.
So, I could see that. I could see that.
I saw something else too that said that it could be a lot bigger thing, like with him or with the whole, like the situation. I think there's been some conversation that that is not an isolated incident, and it's kind of like the Jonathan Majors thing, where like, oh, this one person said one thing. Oh, now all these other people are going, yep. Here's my story here. So I think, I think that's I think that's what's happening, and so probably talking about that when it could be legally, if legal stuff gets involved, and you're sitting there kind of
laughing at the jokes, and it's like, you were in on it.
Like that's
okay.
So,
all right. And who is this person that was hosting? I never heard of her.
She's a comedian. She's mostly well known for, or her notoriety for the most part comes from the Comedy Central roasts, like of Tom Brady. That's the one that she knows, but she's done a few of them, and so she's pretty good about being on stage and being able to just like
rag on people.
Oh, that's cool. It's just hard to piece together female comedian, so it's fine.
Are they making jokes about doing dishes?
Not too many of those.
She was talking about rape.
Is she laid out next to the big TV too?
She has a bit where she talks about how all animal sex is rape, because it is. Like, if you think about it, like,
why would it be rape?
Because
that's a dumb
there's for the most part, animals are not
sheep didn't say yes to you.
Yeah, it's not consensual for the most part.
Well, I'm not fucking sheep, so they don't need to say yes to me. We don't know what "bah" means. "Bah" can mean get some, or like when a cat puts his front down and lifts that ass up in the air, and the other cat comes and mounts. That's permission. It's like, hey, come get some.
Lou hears back that ass up.
Exactly. He ass like, yeah, I am back.
I'm a bad girl.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Oh, man.
I can't wait to see what the AI says about that.
Yeah.
Join us as they make sheep sex jokes.
Yeah. As they talk warmly about animal rape.
Oh, I think they have to buzz that word. I don't think YouTube will let. Or does that only count for monetization?
As they talk about animal rappers. Yeah, we're only like 300,000 subscribers away from being monetized, so we're fine.
Yeah, we're almost there.
2025, that's our year.
If we keep this shit up, we'll be there by 2055. Fuck.
Yeah, this is the first. What episode are we on? 39, 40?
Dude, it's
40?
Fucking huge, is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me just whip it out here.
But she met your butthole after she pegged you, but that's a different story. Let me whip it out here. Yeah, you do that. And then whip it out so I can get the reflection off your glasses.
Episode. Why aren't you telling me episode numbers? That's rude.
Rude.
Computer says no.
All-time downloads 268.
Yeah.
So that's.
Oh, this is episode 43.
43.
Look at us getting 5 views an episode. We're moving up from 3.
I mean, some have like 6, 7.
Uh-oh.
I know, I'm just saying.
First one's the only one with double digits?
Yep. No. Hold on. The 1, 2.
No, there's not one. There's that one with the quiz. Star Wars quiz.
7, 8, 9. We have 9 episodes in double digits.
Oh, actually, that's okay. I would have lost that bet. I would have put the over-under at 5. 5.5.
It's all right.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
February
good.
25th is when we launched. Coming up on our anniversary.
Oh, we'll have to have a special anniversary episode.
Right.
An anniversary.
What? An anniversary? Is that what I heard?
I thought we were done with the sheeps.
Sure, right?
Never.
No.
That's a goat, sir.
Oh, sorry. Never.
Oh, man. Oh, what else? I thought I saw like a trailer or something recently too. I was like, "Oh, that movie looks badass." But
well, you did go to the movies recently, so
yeah,
probably did.
Well, yeah, I'm sure I did. I just can't remember what it was. We'll have to do another trailer thing. It's been a couple months.
Yeah,
I think dry spell right now. I think
odd months.
Yeah, it's a movie dry spell right now. So
yeah, screw the movie. I'm talking the trailers. What's coming up in the next 2 months?
Yeah.
Something's got to be good. Captain America is something else after that. Another horror movie. You watch Nosferatu, so you get a bunch of horror movie shit. So something looked good. I'll have to go back and do like right before you send your list over, Duke. I usually go and do the YouTube, 35 minutes of trailers and see what's coming out.
Yeah.
This time I might take notes this time so I remember what the hell's on Netflix and what's on Prime and what's actually going to the movie theater.
Nowhere's where to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys see that Aubrey Plaza's husband killed himself, it sounds like?
Yep.
That's kind of shitty.
I didn't know she was married.
Yeah.
Right.
Been married for 3 years? 2021?
Yeah.
So you're saying she's single?
Yes, Luke. That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's what I heard.
And
she needs comforting. And I don't mean a blanket.
Well, guys, it's been good. It's been a good ride. We almost beat it a whole year.
Almost. Do we have any what news? Like what the issue was? Did they have any problems?
I haven't read any. It just happened a couple days ago, so I think they're still.
Who?
I just saw today that it was a suicide. Like I knew that he had died, but I didn't know.
Okay.
So I just saw today it was a suicide. So they haven't really given anything else out.
Maybe Plaza's a bitch, and we didn't know.
Well, I did see something that was saying that I guess he got a bunch of death threats and stuff after they got married from psychopaths.
So why would they kill yourself over that, though?
Well, I'd say that type of stuff does wear on your mental health, right? Like when you're getting like constant death threats and negative stuff in your life, they weren't saying it was related, but they were trying to be like, okay, well, what would have led him to,
right.
So
what the best speculation they come up with, and that's probably
just from
But again, obviously, we don't know what's going on behind the doors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they could have some
exactly.
Yeah.
Is she coming off looking sad, or is she coming off looking like she pretending to be sad and she's the one who really did it?
I heard, did she present at the Golden Globes tonight? She was scheduled for it.
She was supposed to. I don't know if she did. I didn't. I just watched the monologue and that was it. I haven't watched any of the highlights. So.
No, didn't realize that was today.
Yeah.
What do you think he's been talking about it?
I thought just because it happened last week or something.
Nope, tonight.
Right now.
Huh. All right. I haven't watched one of those award shows in forever.
Well, Neil won. He got a Golden Globe for the biggest heart in Star Wars.
I thought it was the best hair in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jack
That's
said it
superficial. Hair is superficial, sir.
Jack goes inside.
It's what's in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Sonic knows.
Yeah, my lungs.
Exactly. Do people actually give a shit about the award shows anymore? Like, seriously. I know all the ratings have dropped.
People do.
So
again, it's just it's a bunch of backslapping, right? Self backslapping, right?
Isn't that ridiculous?
So we're gonna have to do an award show. That'll be our anniversary. We'll give each other awards.
There you go.
Okay.
Best podcast editor.
Dude,
AI.
right there.
Buzzsprout.
Buzzsprout AI.
AI.
That's okay. It's an honor to be nominated.
I'll probably win the one for least likely to talk about politics.
Yeah, probably.
But we all know that.
The least woke.
It'll be a 3-way tie for the biggest dick.
Probably that too. Yeah.
Jack and I physically, Lou mentally.
I'm just thinking. You put all three of ours together, and we got one normal size, so we're good.
There you go. Yeah.
The three of us can satisfy one woman.
Speaking of being nominated.
Oh, like what? What?
No.
Like speaking
of pleasing one woman. I guess that also fits. Did you see Patrick Mahomes did not get taken to the Pro Bowl? Now I get that he doesn't always play.
Well, he didn't earn it.
Yeah.
Exactly. But otherwise he's the best ever. But
I mean, them rings kind of go along. Do you think he's going to care if he walks home with championship again?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, his numbers compared to the three that made it ahead of him, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow, his numbers were actually not even close to theirs.
Yeah.
So he absolutely did not deserve it. There's some people who made it every year that don't deserve it. They made it. Travis Kelce didn't deserve it. Jonnu Smith should have went over Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
So there's snubs every year, and the dude from the Lions, like the number one rated PFF player safety,
Dirty Kirby Joseph.
Yeah, he didn't even make it, and he's the best safety in the league.
Mm-mm-mm.
So yeah, so it's half of it's a popularity award, so it's like whatever. Oh, your name is still up there. Oh, we know who your name is. Okay, yeah, we'll give it to you. Yeah. Do y'all not watch Red Zone? Watch Red Zone, you'll see who's good and who's not.
I only watch for Taylor's boyfriend.
Even with the commercials. Well, and that's why he won.
Yeah.
The fan vote did it. Taylor's boyfriend. Such crap.
He shall henceforth be known.
Well, for
his
3
brother
more games.
had something. We were at the store. His brother
2 more games.
had something. I don't know if it was a Sprite or alcohol or something.
I think the Bills will beat him.
But Jason had like his beard and shit on some. I don't know. There's a Sprite,
like on a drink.
Yeah. It was like a can of. I don't know if it was soda or beer, but it was like Jason's beard and like his eyebrows and shit. I forget what it was.
That's weird.
Well, he's like a late night host or something.
Yeah. He also has a podcast. That's how he scored his brother.
Him and his brother have had a podcast.
Yeah, they've had a podcast for a couple of years. Are you saying he has his own now? On top of that?
I think he's hosting a late night TV show on ESPN or something.
I did hear about that, though. Something like that. You're right.
Yeah.
And then his wife has her show.
Yeah.
Her podcast. Yeah.
Talking about the trials and tribulations of being an NFL wife because it's so hard.
I don't know that Buffalo makes it to the championship game to play Kansas City. They might lose to Baltimore.
Yeah. Maybe.
So if Buffalo loses to Baltimore, Buffalo's coach is getting fired. Just throwing it out there right now. You can't have Josh Allen in his prime and keep losing game after game after game in the playoff. You can't do it.
Critical game, right? Like who cares? Who cares how many times you go 13-3 in the regular season? 13-4. You guys be 13-4, right?
But yeah, it's just think about it. What happened in Tampa? Tony Dungy couldn't get him over the hump. Mm-hmm. They bring in Gruden, they win a Super Bowl the very next year. So this will be the same thing. If they fire the coach and bring in a competent coach, I will put money on Buffalo to win the whole thing. Because sometimes you just need a different voice.
Yeah.
It's just but I think it'll be Kansas City will probably be whoever comes out of their bracket, but then they'll have to play Baltimore or Buffalo in Kansas City. And if it's I don't know. I think it's Baltimore, man. I think Baltimore's a better team.
You see Tyreek Hill quit in the middle of the game?
Who?
Tyreek Hill.
No, I did not see that.
Yeah.
I saw something that said I'm out when it came to him being a Dolphin, that he's out. I did not know.
No, it was the middle of the game.
First time hearing this. Holy shit.
Their coach was doing his after thing, and he said, yeah, everybody else is out here hustling. And then I was told that Tyreek was unavailable. Nobody, I guess afterwards, Tyreek's claiming like a wrist injury. He's like, nobody told me that. As far as I know, he quit in the middle of the game.
Damn. Oh, that'll be on news tomorrow. Yeah, I did not hear anything about that. All I saw was when I was out feeding the cat, and so I couldn't watch I didn't watch the third quarter of the Minnesota game tonight.
Yeah.
And then when I was looking at the score at a stoplight, I just saw the article, something like that, where Tyreek Hill talking about Miami, and there was the quote, "I'm out." I'm like, oh, okay. Now, I didn't read the article, so that could have been, I'm out because I have a hurt wrist, as in I'm out.
He said he's done with the Dolphins too.
Or exactly. Or it meant I'm out because I'm out of Miami.
His quote is, "This is the first time I haven't been in the playoffs. I just got to do what's best for me and my family. If that's here or whatever the case may be, I'm fitting to open that door for myself. I'm opening the door. I'm out, bro. It was great playing here, but at the end of the day, bro, I got to do what's best for my career. I'm too much of a competitor to just be out there." Or be out there.
Lord knows that's the first time he's ever pulled out of anything.
I'm kidding. You know what, though? Miami had, again, injuries. Tyreek himself was injured.
Yeah.
So Miami's in the playoffs 100%. If Tua doesn't get hurt, if Waddle doesn't get hurt, if Tyreek doesn't get hurt, they only missed the playoffs by basically a game. Maybe 2. I think if they won 2 more than they did, they would have taken the Broncos spot. So yeah, because if Broncos lost tonight, Miami won. Miami would be in the playoffs and Broncos are out. So it's like, dude, injuries happen. You're not going to make it every time because shit happens and injuries. If your quarterback stayed healthy, you would have won 2 of the 5 games he missed, or 2 of the 6 games he missed. And those 2 would have got you in the playoffs. So calm the hell down. Oh, we need to be better. It's like, dude, you actually have a good team. You just happen to get the injury bug like the fucking Niners. You think anybody in the Niners wants to quit their team? No. They know what happened, and they know they're going to be fucking badass, probably win their division next year. I mean, calm down.
They did, in that same article, they said the Dolphins said they are going to bring back McDaniel and the GM.
All right. So there's one less position that'll be open. But again, I don't think I would have fired him either because he's a good coach. He's a player's coach. And if it wasn't for injuries, they would have been fine.
Yeah.
Jeez. People trip out way too easily, too fast. There's no patience.
Got to win now.
The Detroit method the last 3 years with Dan Campbell proves that the shit can work.
Yep.
Now, the flip side of that is the Rams won a Super Bowl 3 years ago with the no patience method of just bringing in all-stars, screw your draft picks, and then we'll just win this year. And it worked, Although they've turned it back around, man, because they're back in the playoffs. They won their division, and they've got an upcoming team that's starting to look pretty good. So, not too shabby.
Nope.
Full circle. Started with the football
and in on the football.
Yeah, we'll be able to talk some playoffs next week, minus one game.
Yeah,
because that last
game for Duke.
Yeah,
I know, right? The one he cares about, we won't be able to talk about.
We'll have to sim it on Madden or something for him.
Yeah, there you go. Sim it 100 times.
That'd be kind of cool. I'm curious, like how now with all 14 teams in, like I'm sure they've already ran their 10,000 simulations. So what does it say? As long as Philly doesn't get there, I don't give a shit. I hate Philly.
Yeah, Philly does suck. Their fans suck more, but
Philly that is a win for me. Packers play Philly opening weekend. One of those fuckers gets to go home. So I'm already winning. I'm already winning that game. It's one of y'all gone. I love it already.
Who's like, I just want everybody to have fun.
Shit, you're right. All y'all have a great game. What are y'all going home?
And as long as you tie and both of you go home, I'm okay with that.
Oh, that'd be better. Yeah, I'd push for that. I don't know which one I'd want to lose more. I think Philly, because the Packers are a worse team. Yeah. So that way the Packers have more likely chance to lose the following week.
Yep.
Because if Philly wins this week, they're probably going to win the next week. Then they'll end up playing like Detroit or something like that in the championship game. And they've already played that game, I think. Detroit won it, so that's good. But no, let's knock out Philly first. Then we can knock off the Packers. And then we'll have ourselves a Detroit, Minnesota title game again, third time this year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Sam Darnold won't wet the bed.
Yeah, they'll bring in Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones will lead us to the promised land.
I'm trying to think how would that scenario. How does Minnesota win but not play the Detroit Lions the first game? Oh, that means the 6 or 7 team has to win next week.
Yeah.
So the Packers
or the
win,
Washington or
the Commanders win, and Minnesota wins, then they won't play Detroit. Okay, all right. There's a way. There's a way. But I don't know. I don't know why, but I'm kind of rooting for Tampa Bay. I don't know what it is about them, but probably because they fucked over Baker Mayfield so badly in Cleveland.
I like a good revenge story.
Yeah, basically. Just turn on that hate, so we're good. But there's really, I think Detroit and Minnesota, Tampa. I guess I'd be okay with them 3. No Packers, no Eagles, no who's left? Commanders. Nope, don't want Commanders.
The Washington Football Club
and the Washington, yeah, exactly. We're gonna take off the fucking Redskins logo.
Your headphones just got a little wonky there, Lou.
That's weird.
We were listening to his balls.
Yeah.
Is it still wonky?
Stop rubbing up against your balls, man. Come on.
All that happened was an earpiece came out. That messed up everything.
Yeah. Feedback.
It's a motherfucker.
Is it still doing it?
Well, that's the one with your microphone. So when you take it out of your ear.
There you go.
Is that what that is?
Yep, now it's doing it.
Well, that's a microphone. I thought it was still talking to I was like, oh, there's a button on here. Look at that.
Now you're all loud now, too?
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm really close to it, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, this is crazy. ASMR people. I was 10 years old when I learned that. All right, y'all. We gotta knock this out.
Yeah, right. I was looking at the bracket to try to figure out next week, but we could talk.
I've got 11:38 on the clock, so that's a good time to stop right there. Anyway.
Yep.
School starts tomorrow, so everybody gotta get up early.
Good pod. Back to regular life for the next few months.
Yep.
So
hopefully, you
guys have yourselves a good night. Thanks for listening,
and tell a friend.
Subscribe, like.
Smash that like button. Smash that like button.
Smash it.
Smash it hard.
Bring a friend. Click that ring-a-ling-ding-a-ling bell to make sure you're notified every time we upload a new episode.
Every time.
So I like the bring a friend part, but whatever.
That's what Lou actually has on his business card is bring a friend.
Bring a friend.
All right, kids.
Deuces.
Peace.